Welcome to yet another episode of Mr. Vamos Dissects. The Manchester Derby beckons today. Manchester City hosts Man United. This is going to be a clash of teams that are not really playing the best of football in the English Premier League. We're probably going to give you an insight on what we expect to see in this game that take-ons. Who is going to come out of this game? Will it be Ruben Amorim? Will it be under fire Pep Guardiola? Yeah, for those of you who are new on the channel, don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to subscribe. And don't forget to tell a friend to tell a friend. Let it not be background noise, but let everyone know that Mr. Vamos is trying to cook something on here. Well, straight into the clash. It's going to be at 7:30 p.m. East African time. And well, Manchester City has flattered to deceive over the past maybe 2 months or so. They've actually picked up one win in the last 10 games. Man United, Ruben Amorim is still trying to cook a system inside there, fresh from winning in Europe against Victoria Pleasant, two Rasmus Højlund goals. Was a thing of beauty to see for Man United. That's back-to-back wins in Europe. Because the last time they played in the Premier League, they lost to Nottingham Forest. Man City, on the other hand, lost to Juventus 2-0 in Europe. And then in the Premier League, they're not also performing to expectations. Well, what's in store for us in this game? Manchester City has flattered to deceive in the defense. Ruben Diaz has actually been the only solid player they've been having this season in the back. Yeah, they showed a couple of blocks that he made against Juventus and the last time they played in the Premier League, which was pretty impressive to see. And then, of course, there's going to be a very big question to ask in the goalkeeping department because Ortega has been stepping up where Ederson has not been delivering. And then it's going to be interesting to see who the coach picks to play against Man United. Of course, everyone is going to be rooting for Ederson because Ederson is their first choice and he plays the big games. Just like you remember, Real Madrid has maybe a Courtois and a Lunin who are maybe playing with Lunin deputizing Courtois, but Courtois is always there for the big games. That's going to be interesting to see. But well, in regards to who gets the nod in this one, I think Ederson gets the nod. The real question for Man City will be who are they going to play in the other positions of that defense. Gavadio has been, I don't know, he's really having one heck of a season. It's not the seasons that he's been having before where he actually gets into the box and scores. He last scored when Man City was on that winning run. He's not been scoring since then. And then Kyle Walker, there's been very many Man City fans. He's been facing backlash from very many Man City fans because of the displays he's been making recently. And now he's been under a lot of fire for the goal that Juventus scored against them, the second goal. Winston McKennie, he was left, he was looking at maybe the guys attacking and he kept looking at them. Would probably call that start padding. And then very many people were looking at him. And then there was that bombastic side eye that Gundogan did him that left very many people wondering. Well, KDB back in the team, I think that injury is still playing with him a bit, but KDB back in the team is something that Man City would capitalize on. Yeah, Gundogan is really slow one of these days, like I said before. And then maybe Bernardo Silva, he's a live wire sometimes and he's in a live wire on the other times. Well, that midfield we'll wait to see how that happens. Matthias Nunes, like I said, a player who I believe will probably help uplift Man City recently, has actually been playing nice football recently. Wait to see who Guardiola lines up in the middle there, but I expect Matthias Nunes to come back from maybe the left-hand side. That's if Guardiola wants to be conservative in the beginning. If he wants to go all out attack in the beginning, maybe Jeremy Doku would come inside that one to maybe bring some electricity on the left wing side. Savinho, still not yet good in a Premier League goal. And then there's very many people who have been talking about Phil Foden. Phil Foden hasn't actually scored a Premier League goal this season. But you know, Phil Foden always comes up when they're playing against Man United. He's been scoring against Man United from since I can remember. And you know, last season, Man City beat Man United home and away. Phil Foden most definitely scoring in that one, and Erling Haaland. So it will be interesting to see. Of course, in front, they only have one striker in Erling Haaland. So you expect Erling Haaland to lead that front lineup, that striking position for Man City. Ruben Amorim on the other hand, he's been cooking different things every week. He's changing players every week. But interesting for me to note, of course, Andre Onana will most definitely be behind the sticks. I don't expect a second choice goalkeeper to get a run in that one, despite the fact that Onana has now made mistakes in two straight consecutive games. But take nothing away from him. He actually won the save of the month, the last month, the save against Ipswich, a very, very big save in that one. So I expect him to start in the goals. And then I expect the back three to come back with the Lenny Euro most definitely get his position back in the lineup with Lisandro Martinez and a possible a possible Mazraoui, yeah, and then Diallo coming through on one wing position. And then I hate to say this, but I think Rashford will get a nod again in that one. But after the performance that he did against Pleasant, maybe the coach will be thinking about it. Don't be shocked if Anthony actually gets a nod inside that one, because when Anthony and Hoyland came on against Victoria Pleasant, the game actually changed. The real question will be the two guys in front of the defenders, who I expect Bruno Fernandes will most definitely get one inside that one. And Manuel Ugarte will most definitely get back in that one, because I think he has he has pretty impressive stats inside the press. And then on the front line, I expect Rasmus Holland to get a start in this one, yeah, because I think Amorim has tried to play the exact thing in front there with Rashford, and it's not working. And now, of course, when it comes to Man City, he's probably going to bring in he's going to bring in someone that he expects to put pressure on the Man City defense, and Hoyland will most definitely do that well for him. As long as the passes come in for him, then everything will work for them. And maybe Amad Diallo will have a big role to play in this one. Only problem I have with this Man United team will be maybe Garnacho getting a nod. Or the Garnacho thing is like maybe a Martinelli and Trossard, that whole hula baloo inside that one. When one of them starts, the other doesn't perform, and vice versa. And then most of them are usually good off the bench. But, well, I think the clock is ticking for these Man United boys. I think Amorim wants to bring in players that will actually cook in the system that he wants to cook. So we wait to see how that one pans out. So that's potentially Rashford getting the nod on the left, and then maybe Mason Mount will actually get the nod in that one. So possibly, I'm thinking Mason Mount, after the performance against Pleasant, will actually get into the starting lineup and play on one side, with Amand Diallo playing on the other side, with Rasmus Højlund leading the line. Well, what's in store for these two games? Both of these managers are looking to get back to winning ways in the Premier League. Last time out for Man United, Nottingham Forest took the best of Man United 3-2 in that one. Man City also didn't really get points in the last game that they played. So both of these two managers are desperate to get points. And the Etihad has not been a happy hunting ground for Man United. Man United hasn't beaten Man City at the Etihad in a while. Maybe the last time they beat them was in the FA Cup. But in the Premier League, it's been doomed for Man United. Well, interestingly, for when Amorim was still at Sporting, he actually took Pep Guardiola to score 4-1 inside that one, of course, with the beast in Gyökeres putting a hat-trick inside that one. Well, now this is Amorim at a new role at Man United. The real question is, who is he probably going to inspire to see how these boys cook against maybe Man City, that is now a depleted Man City side. And now, important to note that, well, very many people have been saying it's going to be a very huge task for Amorim in December. Amorim has Man City. He has a Bournemouth inside that one. He has some hot games in Europe. He has, I don't know, it's going to be pretty crazy. And then for Pep Guardiola, it didn't come easy for him, because he also has a number of hard games inside that one. Yeah. Well, but I don't really think Guardiola is probably looking to get a sack, because he's actually signed a new contract inside that one. I don't want to cheat and chat a lot about this fixture, but both of these two managers need this fixture in this one. And basing on the stats show that Man City has been rich in this one. But also, this is the best Man City side to beat for any Premier League team out there, where they're low on confidence. They began hitting at each other. I told you about the bombastic side that Gundogan did against Kyle Walker. So this is the best Man City side that a team would want to come and take on. Well, if we're looking into this game and the system that Amorim is cooking, well, you've seen, I think there's been a pattern of playing at the last games that they're playing. I think Man City breaks the jinx in this one. Man United breaks the duck in this one. It's not been a happy hunting ground at the Etihad, like I said, but it will be a narrow Man United 2-1 win. I want to go with a correct score, direct score on this one. Yeah, Man United is most definitely expected to concede in this one. It's not easy for Man United to keep clean sheets, because some of the guys are still taking long to track back and all that. So that would be the result I give you guys. Arsenal yesterday 0-0 shared the spoils with Everton. The main concern that I got on that one was maybe Arsenal needs to sign a striker, and they can't win the Premier League with Kai Havertz and Jesus. Well, let's wait and see. The January transfer window is knocking on the door. Liverpool lost points in that one. 2-2 draw against Fulham with a red card. Pretty interesting one, that one. Well, I don't know about the other games, but this Premier League will really go down to the wire. It's going to be interesting to see. Real Madrid went on to draw points against Vallecano, which was an automatic thing for most of the guys that were betting yesterday. I don't really think that worked for you. Buy and drop points against Mainz were pretty interesting. Aston Villa lost against Nottingham Forest. Pretty crazy Crazy, crazy ones in that one. But for today, I think today might be different from yesterday. It's a Sunday, for heaven's sake. Barcelona, I expect Barcelona to take a win inside that one. If you guys an Atletico Bilbao win in that one. Spurs has a pretty interesting game today. I expect Spurs to take a win inside that one. Get to Turkey, put your win on Fenerbahce. Get to Chelsea taking on Brentford. These boys are really hot one of these days. Chelsea has to take Brentford to bed. But of course, both of those two teams will score. Cole Palmer, if he's your captain today, expect like a brace from him. So that's a Chelsea win today as well. And then in Italy, you expect I'd say Juventus actually dropped points yesterday in Italy as well. Yesterday, the weekend wasn't really moving. Kawa kawa. But in Italy, I expect you guys to guard a Fiorentina. That will be an X for you. Well, I think those are some of the results. In Germany, I think you just put your money on Stuttgart. You won't go wrong on that one. Well, I think that's all we can give you guys today. Don't forget we have the Ntare League today. There's a lot of action, end of year party. You should come through, turn up on that one and see what happens in that one. There's gonna be a very big clash in that one. Jabulani takes on SC Kalele. Well, interestingly, in this fixture last season, the top scorer of the league who was playing for Jabulani left some Kalele guys twerking in that one. So Kalele went on with all their money and bought the hitman, brought him into Kalele. And it's been banter for like 2 weeks. Yeah, that game goes down today at Kings Park Arena. Jabulani takes on Kalele. Interestingly, they made this clash the last one. They don't want anyone to give excuses that no, we didn't have an audience, we didn't have fans to watch this game. So it's going to be a pretty scintillating clash of football, that one. Another clash to look out for will be Nsai taking on Kasasi. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of banter. They're bantering the goalkeepers and on that one, and that one. I expect that game to also be interesting. I hope these games don't flatter to deceive. I will not give you guys predictions on those ones, but just enjoy those two games for you. Enjoy the end of your party. We catch up, we rendezvous, we make memories. Vamos, we go again.